Okie dokie folkies. So, it's been a while since you've actually seen me in front of the camera, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of a refresher. At the end of the last video you saw that we'd completed the bottom section and I was moving on to work on the flying stand. So this video is going to show you the flying stand as it stands. So you can see the work that I've put into there to get the paint job together. The basing of my crafts have always been quite large on the buildings. It looks a lot better on here than I think it does on some of the other bases that I've got, but that's by the by. In other news, today is that awesome date in the hobby calendar, the day I'm filming this, obviously not the day you're watching it, of UK Games Day. And sadly, as you can guess by the fact that I'm filming this, I'm not there. I've not been able to get there this year, which absolutely is awful. Luckily, a friend of mine has picked up a copy of Massacre for me and he's posting it out to me, so I'm really excited for when that turns up, and we'll see what comes of it all. So, without much further ado, let's show you the flying base that's coming together for my Hawk. Right folks, please excuse the horrible amounts of crap around the side of my desk. But what you have here is the flying base with paint on. So let's zoom in on some bits and bobs. So the walls have just been undercoated grey, then they've been gone over with the Games Workshop dry brush paints, that kind of marshmallowy, almost, well yeah, it pretty much is just marshmallow, isn't it? The very, very thick dry brush paints, and that's been Longbeard grey over the top of all that to pick out the details. The statues in these alcoves were picked out with a bit of bleach bone. The actual statues were brought up with a bit of fortress grey and then washed back down to make them stand out. The metal doors were a base of Hachette copper and then shining gold dry brushed over the top. The actual plating, the steel walkways, heavy base of tin bits and then a light dry brush over the top of lead belcher. And then all of the rubble, again, painted grey, sprayed grey. Then over the top there has been a shadow grey dry brush and a very light dry brush of Longbeard grey. I'm going to probably end up having to work some weathering powders into here to try and blend everything together and catch little bits where I've missed it. But that is the flying base so far. And I've pulled the masking tape off of here. It's come out quite nicely, and now I can sit the craft on here without too much bother. So let's show you a quick shot of it with the actual craft on the top, and I'll show you what we're going to be looking at next week. So with the bits that are finished at the moment and that I'm going to show you, we have the base section sitting nicely on the piece of plexiglass there, or plexiglass of acrylic, and it fits quite nicely. Everything sits on there as it should, comes flying over the top. What I'm going to be doing next, guys, the next bit that's going to be getting my attention is going to be the upper hull that's going to go across the top here. So I'm going to do the upper hull, and then I'm going to do the turbo laser destroyer that goes on the top, the Titan level weapon, as opposed to the normal Thunderhawk cannon, because I want it to have a bit more oomph. So that's what you'll see in next week's video. The video after will be the wings, getting them all up to paint and detailed, and then I'm going to go over the entire craft and start chipping away at the paintwork, popping on some weathering powders to try and give it a sense of motion and a sense of flight. But that's where we are at the moment, guys. Getting very, very close to the end. So thanks again for watching, stay tuned, have fun, and I will see everybody at the Siege of Terror. Catch you in a bit, guys. Bye.